Good morning, everybody, to another edition of Scott Selections here with winnersandwiners.com for Saturday, August 1st. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a sweat-free winner in a two-pick parlay with the Magic money line and the Suns money line as they ended up taking on the Nets and the Wizards, respectively. Really a sweat-free win. Both of those favorites ended up covering on the spread anyway, but it was a rocking chair win. Both teams were up by double digits basically the entire second half, and we picked up a nice minus 120 winner. It actually closed at minus 139 on DraftKings right before opening tip, so I got a very good number, and it paid off very easily as we ended up catching a very nice winner. But for Saturday's card, a lot of stuff. You have the start of the Stanley Cup playoffs with the qualifying round. You have the continuing of the NBA regular season with the 8 extra games in the bubble, so to speak. You have baseball, you have UFC, a lot of stuff going on. So pretty solid day overall to be a sports fan. But for this play of the day, we're going to be going back to the NBA. We're going to be looking at an Eastern Conference matchup between the Indiana Pacers and the Philadelphia 76ers. And in this game, we're actually not going to be taking a side. We're going to be taking a total, and we're going to be taking the over. And that is available right now at over 215.5 at minus 110 on Fox Bet. Now, a couple of reasons why I like the over in this spot, mainly because of the fact that both teams are going to be flipping around their starting lineups. Philadelphia is making the most radical shift as after looking very underwhelming offensively and now Horford's lack of, I'd say, proper fitting in that current rotation, the Sixers decided to switch it up, and they decided to move Ben Simmons to the power forward spot to add some extra shooting by putting Shake Milton at the point guard position, which means that the projected starting lineup now is going to be Shake Milton at the point, Richardson at the shooting guard, Harris at the small forward, Simmons at the power forward, and Embiid at the center spot. Now, first of all, in addition to creating a lot more shooting and a lot more spacing on the offensive end, I do expect Philadelphia to play at a much faster pace because of the fact that they have Simmons, a point guard, playing at power forward, and they now have a ton of shooters on the wings. I think Simmons can get a bunch of rebounds, sprint down the court, kick it out to open shooters, and Embiid should be able to isolate in one-on-one situations if they end up being stuck in the half court. And now talking about the Pacers, couple reasons why, a couple of things you have to update with the Pacers overall. First of all, they lost Sabonis. He is probably going to be out for the rest of the bubble and the playoffs because he suffered a pretty decently serious leg injury. Other than that, though, you're not really sure if Oladipo and Brogdon are going to be playing, which is a little bit up in the air. But since the Pacers don't really have any backup power forwards on the roster, the backup power forward right now is Doug McDermott, so not many big men. Indiana should be going small in this game, and if I had to guess who would be the new starter in the starting lineup, it probably would be T.J. Warren because he can provide a ton of instant offense and he can shoot the ball from the outside while also driving to the lane. So I expect Indiana to play a lot smaller than normally do because of Sabonis' absence. And Philly, with their new lineup, I do expect them to play at a very fast pace. You've already seen a lot of movement on this total. The total opened up at 210.5. It was at roughly 213, 214 or so. Now it's up to roughly 217.5, 217 in pretty much every single spot. Yet Fox Bet still has 215.5 at minus 110 on both sides. So I'll take the extra 1.5 of value on that one. A couple reasons why I'm not taking Philly on the spread, though, because I'm sure a lot of people do. First reason, obvious. Philadelphia's been terrible on the road this season, one of the worst road teams in the entire league, and I'm not sure how they're going to respond to the neutral site game that they now have for the rest of the season. Plus, with a brand new starting lineup, I kind of question how quickly they're going to gel on both sides of the ball. Defensively, Philadelphia has been decently solid, and they should remain that way, but I don't really think Milton is that good of a defender, and now that Horford's not in the starting lineup anymore, they should lose a little bit of defensive efficiency, which should help Indiana offensively. But Indiana, if Brogdon's not playing and Oladipo's not playing, this line will definitely climb to probably around 7 or 8. I am not going to gamble on whether I think they're going to play or not, and I think you should see this game turn into a very underrated track meet. What you saw today is, yesterday I should say, is that oddsmakers kind of overreacted to the unders in the first day, and they lowered the totals in pretty much every single game, and every game basically went over yesterday. And it seems like oddsmakers are a little bit torn on where to place these totals, which is why line movement should play a decent factor when it comes to handicapping some of these games, at least at the start of the bubble. And with the 76ers, a new lineup which should be playing faster, with Indiana most likely going small because of Sabonis' absence. I think this game should play into the 220s, and I think that this total is a little bit too low, and I think this total will continue to climb closer to tip. So once again, the play of the day for Scott Selections here on Saturday, August 1st, is going to be the Indiana Pacers and the Philadelphia 76ers over 215.5, and that one is available at minus 110 on Fox Bet. Other than that, though, good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.